domination.
leave the United States. We've seen
Another day in paradise,
alone
Blackout.
in the last 20 plus years, 65 plants have closed. And so, look, tariffs aren't the total solution. Tariffs are a tool in the toolbox to get these companies to do the right thing. And the intent behind it is to bring jobs back here and invest in the American workers. If they're going to bring jobs back here, they need to be life-sustaining jobs where people make a good wage, a living wage, have adequate health care, have retirement security. You don't have to work 7 days a week or multiple jobs just straight to get by paycheck to paycheck.
While UAW President Sean Payne praised Trump's tariffs, he also said he had great concerns about President Trump's move to eliminate contracts for 700,000 federal workers, the firing of workers at the National Institute of Health, and other agencies.
I was a bit disappointed. I like Sean Payne, but this was disappointing. To say basically I will support the president because he does something that might help my union, even though Sean Payne knows, as most economists do, that if you put a tax on the goods coming in, they will go up in price. We have to pay that tax now. And that will lead to domestic producers able to raise their prices. Competitors from abroad are stuck with this tax. So we expect a boost to inflation, which is going to hurt the working class of this country in a very serious way, especially if it builds on itself, which often happens when you do tariffs like this. Including Sean Payne. The auto workers also represent workers in places that need export markets, that produce in America and sell abroad. When those countries retaliate, as they likely will, they will lose export markets, and that will mean fewer jobs. And no one, let me stress, no one now knows whether the jobs lost from this trade war will be greater or smaller than the jobs that remain. It is a big risk being taken by Mr. Trump, and if it doesn't go well, it'll be very bad for the American economy. It will produce the recession folks are worried about, because if the prices go up, people buy less, and that loses jobs. When you look at all of this is an incredibly risky.
Yeah, I think that says it right there. But that point about tariffs to prevent domestic manufacturers from raising the prices is really key, because I do think that the Trump administration, or somebody in the Trump administration, learned about from corporate America, which is that, hey, there can be naturally occurring inflation because of massive shocks in the system, like a global pandemic, where there were supply chain bottlenecks, there are very complex global supply chains disrupted because of work stoppages, where there was backup in the Suez, and the prices went up because the economy functioning in the way that it did prior to the pandemic, because the supply chains were disrupted, as I've repeated. So that happened, but then the world kind of got back to work, and the naturally occurring phenomena that resulted in inflated prices subsided, but the prices did not subside. They kept them up. The prices stayed up. And then you get quarterly earnings reports in the years like 2022, 2023, and you see that these CEOs are making record profits. These companies are making record profits, but prices are still high. It's almost like this is the shock doctrine. This is disaster capitalism. These are corporate interests taking advantage of shocks to our system, of scary moments in our history to advance their agenda. And I think Donald Trump is basically saying, all right, let's coagulate, let's cement these inflated prices, and I'm going to build off of that. And his buddies will probably get rich. I'm sure there's some short positions that they have on the stock market, and they have their cryptocurrency, which is outside of traditional goods and services and the trade partnerships that we have. And then we'll just continue to immiserate the working class gas
Secure the
via
objective.
this sales tax because we won't even entertain the
Hostiles have
idea of
captured the
raising
hard
taxes
point.
on the rich. We'll acknowledge
point
that
is
we're in a
secure.
bad position and we're not generating revenue because we've decided to just slash our tax rate year over year over year. Since really Reagan, and prior to that too, but since really Reagan when things escalated. And so, here you go.
I mean, the truth is, they might think that, and I think that's probably the best instinct for what they're thinking. It's not going to work.
Hostiles
This
have
is
the
going
hard
to be
point.
massively damaging in a way that, like, to them, like COVID, I don't think like they're going to be able to reproduce that. I think this is severely damaging to the world economy. And I also say that Fane, when he says
Hard
it's
point
a
locked down.
I think it absolutely is.
Yes.
And it's, is it the right one?
Hard point
The
identified.
truth is, free trade is not the solution to this. Free trade is not why China is set up for the 21st century. It is because of state investment. And to that point, like, Fane is right. These tariffs themselves,
Hostiles have captured the hard point.
defending them because it's going to be a shit show, and not just for poor people, but especially. Folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Hostiles throwing in grenade.
Eastern for about 2.5 hours.
Hostiles have the hard point.
That out.
Hostiles
It
reclaim
seems like
speed.
they wire just have a infinite money grip somewhere to keep contact going. The only thing that I would love is if that equals
Point located.
bankrupt the company.
Hard point is active. Hard point locked down.
So it's been a popular saying in conservative media for a
The
long,
lead
long
is
time
ours.
that if you go woke, you go broke. But could it actually be the opposite? Could it be if you start producing anti-woke alternatives to woke media, you might actually bankrupt the company? Now that is a speculation around the Daily Wire, obviously spoken out by Ben Shapiro, who is the face of the Daily Wire. But there have been reports recently that they might have laid off 25% of their workforce, and there is evidence that a lot of people are being laid off, mainly in regards to their entertainment business.
Watch your fire!
You guys are unaware, they make full-length videos and they also make kids entertainment as well. But seemingly, a lot of the people who work on the animated stuff have been cut. And also, we've seen people like Brett Cooper, at the very least, not had that contract
Hard point is secure.
maybe pushed out. There's a lot of speculation around that still. But I wanted to talk about this today because I've got to show you. I was questioning, this is like in October 2023, where the fuck is all this money from? In 2023, they're offering Steve
Hostiles have captured the hard point.
They were offering him $15 million for a 4-year
Hard point
contract.
locked down.
And he rejected it, of course. But then everyone was like, 15 million for 4 years? Is he like a professional athlete or something? And then, of course, when you're seeing all these trailers for like an anti-woke Snow White, a Kim Arthur TV series, on top of them having this massive like YouTube, I wouldn't call it empire, but sizable YouTube footprint, people are wondering
Hard
like,
point
who was funding
located.
this. Now, of course, groups like the Daily Wire do a lot of conservative millionaire/billionaire funding. At the same time, it did seem like it was overextending what
infiltrator.
he
Watch your
was
back.
trying to do. And
Hard
they
point is
released
active.
like alternative chocolate products and other anti-woke gimmicks, and you're all wondering like, surely this isn't all sustainable. And especially the movies, because I kept thinking when these movies were direct to streaming on their own streaming
Hard point is
platform,
secure.
I'm not too sure about like the economics of releasing a movie on a streaming platform and how much that boosts subscriptions and stuff. But when it is something a lot more niche,
Hostiles have the hard
conservative
point.
alternative to mainstream movies, even when you get someone like maybe like Gina Carano to star in it like they did, I just don't know how much that translates, especially when movies, no matter how much you love movies and work on it, they're always going to be expensive. And as someone who loves my movies and has listened to a lot of like autobiographies and directing actors,
Hardpoint
like
identified.
just finished Al Pacino Pacino's autobiography. I listened to Oliver Stone's autobiography. One thing that I can say about movies, they're always using something that traditionally makes its money through YouTube videos. I just think this might be part of the reason the company is going maybe bankrupt, or at least reducing its revenue and cutting its staff. And that comes with Jeremy Boring, the co-founder and CEO, essentially stepping down from his role to finish working on one of the TV shows. So I want to talk about all this today, talk about the fading relevance of Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire for a variety of factors. Mostly because the whole fucking online landscape, at least in like the American context, is dominated by the right wing. So why would you even bother going to the Daily Wire specifically, especially now that Gen Z men are conservative, just don't have so much vibe with my work, check out my Patreon, or check out YouTube memberships, and follow me on social media at The Tabernacle on BlueSky and on Instagram. So basically, you might have seen this headline going around as evidence that the Daily Wire is going bankrupt. That's not what it seems like with Jeremy Boring stepping down, but it does seem like it's kind of hiding something a bit more serious. So the article says Jeremy Boring steps down as Daily Wire project. So a guy called Caleb Robinson will take over his role, and he's now going to pay his time to develop his primary focus will be directing and producing the Pendragon Cycle TV series under the Daily Wire's growing content division. So I've actually covered this in a video before, and he actually did this before. He stepped away from the day-to-day running of the Daily Wire to focus more on this TV show. But this was in October 2023, so nearly like a year and a half ago. And there is footage of him working on this, like actual footage of him on the sets, on these battle scenes.
140 unit production days, 70 days on the calendar. And I know that everybody had a different journey that brought him here. For me, it started over 25 years ago. I was sitting in a little rundown apartment in North Hollywood. Didn't even know what rights were, but I knew that the books, The Pendragon Cycle by Stephen Lawhead, had really impacted me. And here we all stand once again with this beautiful work in our hands and the opportunity to bring it to life. Let's make a movie. Yay! Woo! 3, 2, 1, action!
So what we're shooting right now is the attack on the Maridunum gates. So all of these Saxon warriors here are crashing the gates, they're going over the ladders, and then there's a huge clash in the fight. So that's what we're filming right now. It's looking awesome. We got all the different cameras in here. So far, so good.
And it's a year and a half later. So you're wondering now, why has he stopped his role as a Daily Wire CEO to go over to that? Could the TV show be in trouble? And also, could they be looking to actually sell it to someone else and not run it as an exclusive Daily Wire, like original TV show? We just don't know. But at the same time, you've seen him involved in a lot of these movies. Remember, we had that anti-trans alleged comedy, and he was starring in it, called Lady Ballers.
In a world where women's sports is being transformed, the Daily Wire calls foul with the most triggering comedy of the year.
Let's cut to the chase. I know you're not a woman.
Hey, you know how he identifies.
You have to get the whole team back together. It's time.
We're in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
To play
Lady Ballers. Mount up.
like a girl.
As I expressed back in October 2023, I do not understand where this money is coming from to develop all of these projects while simultaneously running a massive media operation on YouTube and on your own like streaming platforms and paying like huge salaries to like Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, maybe even some of the other hosts are getting big salaries. Do they actually justify their salaries? Does Jordan Peterson actually bring in enough revenue to this company? Does Ben Shapiro even anymore? I actually kind of doubt it when you check out the YouTube views. So him stepping away to finish this TV show, I'm speculating here, of course, but it feels like this might be a Hail Mary where they're like, go finish that TV show and let's try and sell it to someone if it's any good, which could be what they're trying to do. And a year and a half later from filming, very, very likely they are in the editing stage and maybe the reshoot stage. So in that, I don't think it's going very well. The fact that there is no news on an imminent release date for anything to do with this show does make me very, very skeptical. Obviously, following this news, what also happened was more speculation about the financial state of the Daily Wire, and that was due to layoffs. So James Lee, who works at Breaking Points, he posted this on Twitter, which seems to be like on the right path, at least from other tweets that have been posted from ex-Daily Wire employees. But he writes, "Scoop, the implosion at the Daily Wire is accelerating. What started with Jeremy Boring stepping down has now spiraled into mass layoffs and another firing of a senior executive, Alyssa Cordova, the Vice President of Public Relations. Here's the juicy details. The Daily Wire just fired Alyssa Cordova, their VP of Public Relations, and according to sources, she was Jeremy's minion. One was responsible for crafting the company's aggressive and paranoid media strategy. She allegedly stalked former employees online, kept folders of clip videos of their enemies, helped wage internal vendettas under the guise of PR. One source, the disaster of their PR strategy over the last year was cooked up between Jeremy and Alyssa. So mass layoffs. The Daily Wire is also shuttering its kids division entirely, roughly a quarter of the company. And internally, people are furious. One source put it bluntly, if they let Jeremy go a long time ago, many people would still have jobs, everyone knows it. With a quarter of the company gone and its core leadership in flames, the big question now is what happens to the people still there? So a Daily Wire spokesman told Will Sommer about the layoffs. As part of our ongoing plan to better align resources with business priorities and growth areas, the Daily Wire has made the decision to streamline and in some cases reduce some of our workforce. This decision was based on business needs and operational efficiencies. We are deeply grateful to our impacted employees for their contributions and are providing them with severance and career transition support. Our focus remains on delivering the highest quality content and experiences to our subscribers while ensuring the long-term success of the business. Now, a Substack called Fandom Pulse by John F. Trent actually has some of the receipts for this. What I thought was that Kevin McCreary, the lead video editor of Daily Wire's Kids department, had been laid off. And he wrote before deleting it, the Daily Wire just laid off his entire kids department, including myself, so I'm free to work if you've got anything for me. Another Daily Wire employee said, my time at the Daily Wire and Bent Key has come to an end. I recently created so much more, but I was treated very generously by them and will be forever grateful. It's scary having a regular paycheck, it's a staff job, but I'm excited to reacquire the fire that joblessness puts under my arse. It always needs to be in my life. One more person quote tweeting this saying, same for me, but getting to co-create a show, act as head writer, write another show, and develop a different show of my own, and help the community down the wild ride that I'm grateful for. I do it all again. So of course it goes without saying there is no like union movement within the Daily Wire, and my very hot take is I generally obviously stand with workers wherever they are, support unions wherever they are. Pumping out fash propaganda for a fascist media company, I mean, I'm not too sad that these people lost their jobs, and no one is really going to tell me, you know, you have to work at these companies. It's the same with lots of like media in the UK. So many people justify working for the Sun or the Mail, and I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care about you workers. There's a few groups of workers actually that I don't actually consider workers. I know we had that debate one time by like the man saying that like people who work at Netflix in like lower roles weren't workers. I disagree with that. Generally, I think like estate agents, and people who work for terrible fascist media companies do not count as working. I don't really feel too much sympathy for them, but I will say I have made a whole video about how the Daily Wire actually treats like society as well. Now, Glassdoor is like a review site, and you're meant to have actually worked there. 2-star, don't be fooled, stay away. So pros, the company snacks and lunches are alright, but above all else, the biggest perk to working here is the people you get to meet. Cons, they want you to feel like you can be fired at any minute, and you can. Every week we have several people working here, but every week we also see a handful of people let go. Imagine what that does for morale in a company of 200 or so. We have at least 200 people being fired every week. It's terribly demotivating and puts you constantly on guard. Everyone feels the pressure, which means they are quick to pass the blame to someone else. The corporate culture is incredibly toxic. Trust me, this is not the place to build a career. Even if you are lucky enough to get a job here, the minute you start in the role, it will be like a game of hot potato. Your days are numbered. The only question is, will you leave voluntarily before they fire you? No one is allowed to feel safe ever. So that seems to happen a lot with that. Terrible message results in a terrible culture internally because, yeah, if you're working for a pro-libertarian capitalist media company, they're going to fire you for profit eventually. It's just going to happen. But, yeah, so obviously firing people at a massive company like this is not the sign of a healthy business. But also, we have to look at the story of Brett Cooper, because that's another one who was let go. Now, the drama around this is very juicy, but I do not have the interest to delve into it in my research today. Like, basically, from what I heard is she was obviously pushed out, even though she's been very nice and friendly about it. And the person who took her job, like literally took the channel that she was the face of, was apparently like the bridesmaid. There's some drama there. Maybe it's true, but anyway, what is clear is someone called Reagan Conrad, who worked as, I think, a producer on the show, is now the face of the show. So obviously, Brett Cooper's role on the Daily Wire YouTube channel, called the comment section, wasn't organic, right? It's obviously loads of money pumped into it. I think she showed behind the scenes video before, where she had like 6 people working on this show. And why it was so funny is because she made it look like she had like a very chill like bedroom setup, because they were trying to appeal to getting people. So they tried to make it look like she was just in her bedroom making YouTube videos when it was at the Daily Wire studios with loads of people around her. Archangel doing every little thing on the channel. But yeah, her channel was very, very successful, and it quickly got to like over 3 million subscribers, and people liked it. And she goes viral on like TikTok all the time and like YouTube shorts. But yeah, they got rid of her. And if we look at her today, she has her own YouTube channel, like actually runs her own YouTube channel. I'm sure she has like editors and producers. I want to tell you why I make money on this. I'm looking at her views, posting just general flash propaganda. 800k views in a day, then 300k views, 900k views, 500k, 370k, 1 million views, 760k, 400k, 600k. Like really insane views. The YouTube shorts are doing really well as well. So it's fair to say, if this is Brett Cooper's only job, absolutely like breaking the videos, because they're also all long-form content as well. Much more room for ads. And obviously Brett Cooper was also meant to be in that anti-woke Snow White film. I don't know if that's just a marketing stunt at the time, but it seemed like it might have been a legit thing that has been canned as well, probably for budget reasons, and maybe she was actually canned because of something to do with this movie as well. But what the Daily Wire have essentially done here is get rid of someone don't let up. And was actually rising. The growth was pretty insane. And they replaced her with someone who gets lost in the. So this Reagan Conrad person, who now is on the comment section, I look at the views, especially think in terms of the comparison to Brett Cooper. So 21k views in a day, 35k views in a day, 22k views in a day, 3k, 18k, 48k, 24, 22, 32, 22, 26, 22, 20, 17, 30, 58. That's the last 3 weeks. Archangel going hot. The channel has 4.8 million subs. And it gets worse from someone who has 185,000 subscribers. And that's what they've done. Bravo fucking Zoom, Black Ops. They pushed her out of the company.
Mess with the diggers,
So
get your ass
they've replaced
buried.
someone who gets like over 500k views a video, and on her own channel that's only new is getting between 500 to 1 million views a video that go up like twice a week. Someone who gets 20k views. So there already you can see it's a bad business strategy where they massively shot themselves in the foot, especially with younger audiences. And also, because this media landscape is heavily male dominated and most of the people who watch it are men, you're also really sectioning off your ability to attract women to this environment as well. And that also happened because they kicked Candace Owens a bit before this too, because she was criticizing Israel. Now these people like Ben Shapiro and Jeremy, they framed it as her essentially being fired for being anti-Semitic. Candace Owens is like Nazi level anti-Semitic. At the same time, that is pretty much like a requirement to join the Daily Wire. It's because she started criticizing Israel, and it was pretty mild to start with as well. But at the Daily Wire, and Ben Shapiro said as much, you can't criticize Israel.
Right, so let's do the elephant in the room for just a moment, because I saw you this week on Piers Morgan. He asked you repeatedly about Candace. You repeatedly basically said
I won't talk about that.
Don't want to talk
I'll say
about
that here too.
Yeah, and that's fine. And you at least talk to just sort of just sort of where it's at now. She's not with you. She's free.
She's free to do whatever she wants to do, to be wherever she wants to be. And the difference between a publisher like the Daily Wire and a platform like Locals is obviously that a platform should have a very broad range of speech that it allows, including speech that maybe even the creators don't believe is inside what they would consider to be the Overton window. It's a very different thing than direct subsidization of particular opinions. That means that there is no moral obligation for the Daily, and there's no free speech problem with the Daily Wire saying we don't wish to pay a particular host, or that host saying I don't wish to work here anymore, because again, there's a parting of the ways that I'm.
Face off, still confirmed.
It's not really open for
Remind those
discussion.
shitheads who they're
So you're
dealing
allowed
with.
to say you reject foreign aid to Israel. That's what Matt Walsh says, and that's allowed, even though we know Matt Walsh hates Jews as well.
We got the lead.
Now, even though she is more extreme than most of these people, Candace Owens, again, is someone who is popular and is still rising and has that appeal to a different demographic than most of the hosts of the Daily Wire. It's covers 25% of his workforce, and it's fired to a very popular host who probably have the most appeal with certain demographics of people, mainly, let's say, like young Gen Z and millennial women, and then you're stuck with these old hosts who increasingly are just becoming irrelevant. So on that note, if we look at Ben Shapiro's YouTube views, I remember maybe when I was like starting, this guy's views were so insane, but if I look at them now, 56k in the day, 94k, 190, 63, then 21, 230, 31, 55, 108, 34, 34, 172, 245. So those views are fine and everything. Like, they're not would they justify his insane salary? I don't think they would, because when they're offering someone like Steven Crowder $50 million for 4 years, which is over $10 million a year, you'd imagine that the co-founder and CEO is probably on something similar. Maybe it's less. I don't really know how this would work, but you'd imagine he's a lot more. And these things don't really justify his salary, and I'm guessing he probably doesn't work too much on the other sides of things. And if we go to like Michael Knowles' channel, he has 2 million subs. Again, like 17, 78, 17, 160, 19, 39, 53, 39, 37. So again, there's another one right there. Pulling in 12k views per video. I would say he's probably on pretty good money as well. And I don't think this would justify it, especially if you remember, there's a team working on this. So it's not just like one guy working on his own, like filming, editing, uploading, doing the thumbnail. They have a whole team for this. When you kind of like 37k views or 12k views, does that justify people working that in terms of a salary? I would say no. And then you have someone like Andrew Carvin. I don't know how much he gets paid, but his views are terrible. But again, worse than mine. So you have two people that you're paying who get views worse than mine. And I am not rolling in money with my yearly salary making YouTube videos, and I'm one person. So are these people justifying their massive salaries? I'd say no. And you have like older white guys who are really unrelatable, and just like their interest in what they like, they're so out of touch with what younger conservatives want. And there's just other people who talk about politics and do other things that appeal to Gen Z more. Like even someone like Asmongold, like absolutely hate him. Don't find him relatable personally, but that's what people want. They want someone who can talk about gaming more. They want people like Sneakers or Hayden Ross or anything like that. They don't want to listen to Ben Shapiro rant about something super niche and political. Even like Candace Owens and Brett Cooper, they're talking more about intertwined.
Enemy field upgrade active.
Naturally, they are more engaging in conversation. Obviously, these people are all terrible people, but that is why the Daily Wire, as this more traditional organisation, is dying. And something I think we're seeing generally with just media overall, like it's not even related to politics media. You have politics media like Daily Wire and TYT.
Big on.
And across the spectrum, it feels like people are shifting more away from massive, like, collective YouTube channels to individual. They prefer individual YouTubers, they prefer individual streamers, and they don't care so much for like traditional news organisations like TYT, IGN, Daily Wire, because I guess for them, it's too corporate and it feels too centralised. Like you're not actually getting news from real people, even if they do have a cast of characters you can engage with, because they're beholden to shareholders, they're beholden to people who fund this operation, and they're beholden to a lot of other people, not just the audience. switch to like 2 minutes or some shit like that. Whereas like these people who work for these companies, they know that they have consequences. So they can't say whatever they want. And I think generally people get more radicalized online. They just even want more unhinged shit at this point. And it feels like Daily Wire and groups like TYT are becoming a bit more of a relic of the past. Not anymore, but the caveat of the Daily Wire is it seems
gearing
like
up for a final push.
massively
Hope you left some in the tank.
to make so much fascist propaganda and in terms of TV shows and movies. And they've also fired two of their more popular hosts where the rest of them are all having declining views. So they're just shooting themselves in the foot while extending themselves way too far. So that's why we're seeing the decline and seeing loads of people lose their jobs at the Daily Wire. And hopefully it's a signal that trading in relevance, the world would be a better place. So that is just an update. Let's see if it actually goes to like that, but I would be surprised about it.
Enemies have a blast trap.
You fucking me? Activate catch-back protocol. Get your asses back to
Fuckers had
base.
us in a box from the start.
I predicted that this would go the way of the Democrat candidate because of the reasons that I mentioned. The Republican Party, which come out in major numbers during general elections and handily gave Donald Trump the electoral victory, but also the resentment that they feel towards the party in power versus the complacency that Republicans feel that their guy has won. I did the thing that I wanted to do. I went out and I voted for you. You won. What more do you want from me? And here's the thing. There was an additional factor here at play that I think made the margins of victory for the Democrat-backed candidate way higher, because it was likely that she was going to win, but not by this margin of victory. And the reason was Elon Musk. As I said before, a couple things that I predicted was that Elon Musk is patently unlikable. Patently unlikable. Just a truly disfigured, horrifying, monstrous type of person with a weird accent and is entirely too neurodivergent for average normies to look at and go, yeah, I like this guy. If he didn't have the trifecta of things that the average American, especially in the middle of the country, despises, perhaps he could be a little bit less of a burden on these races. But he is quite literally all of the things that are cringe. He's incredibly cringe. He's not charismatic at all. He is neurodivergent, but not necessarily in a way where it's like, oh, this guy's brilliant. But neurodivergent in a way where people look at that and go, you can't finish your sentences. I don't know what the fuck's going on. You're stuttering all over the place. These are optical things that American voters care about. He also is a billionaire elite.
What's up? You all
are directly trying to elections. Last but not least,
This shit ain't
also
working. We've
too
lost the
foreign.
advantage.
He is a foreign billionaire elite that is trying to personally manipulate the outcome of an American election. He is everything that people claim George Soros is doing. That's it. And while Twitter might glaze Elon Musk in ridiculous ways, Twitter is not real life. Us living in liberal enclaves might see the worst of the worst of the Republican MAGA base, blue enclave right-wing reactionaries who love Elon Musk. The average American's attitude about Elon Musk is not so hot, and that is reflected in the polling data anyway. But that was once again solidified last night. I think Elon Musk's physical presence on this race and his direct interference was a major burden. And it was very important for Elon Musk to actually win this race, because Elon Musk's time in the administration,
no time to
as he uses the administrative state like a fleshlight, is predicated upon a couple things. One, direct cash infusion to the Trump administration, to the Trump campaign, to Donald Trump in general. But more importantly than that, Elon Musk presented himself as
agenda. Elon Musk wanted to prove himself in this space by going foolishly to Wisconsin to prove that he could spend endless amounts of money on a Wisconsin race, a Wisconsin special election that was more costly overall than a senatorial race. Think about how insane that is. And last night, he failed in spectacular fashion in a way that everyone basically reported Elon Musk's presence in this race was a giant burden for the Republican Party. And I also predicted last night that this would be the turning point between the relationship of Donald Trump and Elon Musk. While Donald Trump, I said, would most likely still quote-unquote defend him publicly, but not to the same severity that he used to, it's over. Their relationship is done. Donald Trump can't stand f***ing losers. And it turns out today, that's already been reported on. As I said last night, I said the first real moment for the Trump and Musk can't stand losers. It turns out there's already a political reporting on the matter. Trump tells Inner Circle that Musk will leave soon. He's so fast with it. Now we wait for the relationship between the divas to deteriorate publicly. The copium and the seed of this celebration for the Democratic Party came from Elon Musk, who said, I expected to lose. There's value to losing a piece for a positional gain. There is no value. Elon Musk is coping. And it seems even his fan base is not eating this up.
We have breaking news right now. Sources tell ABC News Elon Musk could be taking a step back from his role in the administration. Musk is classified as a special government employee, which only lasts 130 days, but it's been widely rumored the White House could take steps to extend his role. Let's bring in ABC News senior reporter Catherine Falders for more on that. Catherine, what are you hearing?
Yeah, so we know what Trump has said publicly here, but the timing of this in terms of what our sources are telling us that Trump is saying privately to advisors today is significant because, of course, it comes on the heels of that Wisconsin Supreme Court race where the Democrat won, and that Musk poured millions of dollars. Musk and his groups poured millions of dollars into that race. So significant that Trump is saying this behind the scenes, but also important context to this is just a couple days ago in the Oval Office, Trump was asked very specifically about Musk's status as a special government employee, that 130-day limit. And Trump did indicate on Monday that Musk would be taking a step back in some way. Trump said he thinks that Musk is amazing, and he said, quote, but I also think he's got a big company to run, and so at some point, he's going to be going back. He wants to.
Trump was shielded from criticism by the cult of personality, once representing an outlet for Dems and disgruntled Republicans who would otherwise not criticize the Trump admin, a lightning rod for criticism. It's a lightning rod for criticism is also incredibly annoying. I need you to understand something. He is unimaginably boring. He's gross. He's a
Clock's
freak.
ticking, Black Ops. Close this shit
he
down.
doesn't have Trump's charisma. He doesn't. Trump is at least telegenic. He's zesty. He has a passion for the things he cares about, like Broadway musicals, Cats, Phantom of the Opera, you know, Andrew Lloyd Webber. These are things that you can associate with him. Whether you like him or not, it doesn't matter. He's a telegenic figure. Elon Musk doesn't have any of those qualities. He just has a bunch of the dumbest people on a platform that he purchased, dick riding him into oblivion. He doesn't have any of that shit in the wild. It does not translate to real popularity. Not real popularity. That's why a lot of these autistic billionaires hide in the shadows instead of constantly trying to narcissistically make themselves the forefront of these companies, okay? That's it. Because otherwise, they're going to be in broad daylight going, I'm becoming USA. And everyone's going to be like, what the This is the guy? This is the richest guy on the planet? What is going on?
Now, look, some of Musk's defenders,
Hang on. Let me call Lang. Give him the good news.
Say that it's overblown that Musk is being pushed out. And look, we're not saying that he's being pushed out. He could be taking a step back. You and I both know.
Yeah, also, Elon Musk is here contesting the White House narrative. No, he's taking a back seat like it's normal. He's going to. Caroline Levitt saying this scoop is garbage. Elon Musk and President Trump both publicly stated that Elon will depart from public service as a special government employee when his incredible work at Doge is complete. Yeah, exactly. Elon Musk has lost his lifeline, okay? Everyone is saying that he's departing, and he's like, oh, it's fake news. I'm departing because I'm leaving. You can't fire me. I quit. That's what this is. But it's not enough. It's not enough. We need more. Because Elon Musk and Donald Trump, in some ways, are cut from the same cloth. They are both narcissistic, thin-skinned man-children who are very stubborn and have a lot of pride. Therefore, I suspect that this relationship will deteriorate publicly as well as privately, as it's happening right now. Because once Trump recognizes that Elon Musk's attack dog, pit bull attitude at the behest of Donald Trump will not serve Trump's agenda, when Republicans call Donald Trump and say, please don't send Elon to our, special elections or whatever, he will have no more use for Elon Musk. It's that simple. Especially when Elon's unpopularity moves beyond being a vector for all the hatred, like a shield, because everyone is too focused on Elon Musk to shit on Donald Trump, into a genuine burden for Trump's administration and his agenda, as he has become now the singular nuisance. Trump is going to have to cut him out. They will either demand that he keep paying his way quietly and in private without making much of a hassle or without saying anything publicly, which I don't think Elon Musk will comply with. After all, this man is so narcissistic that he has to do his own announcements. He has to do his own product announcements. He thinks he's got Steve Jobs' charisma. He does not. So he won't just give them money without, being in the shadow. He will going to also keep speaking out. And the more he speaks out, the worse the outcomes will be, because association with Elon Musk is an immediate indication of corruption and billionaires interfering with American politics in ways that Americans clearly don't like. So I think Trump will have to cut or sever the ties publicly at a certain point. I will admit, I hate that Donald Trump did the tariff drop today. I plan on spending most of the day on this and doing victory laps and talking about how glorious this is. And then Donald Trump came in and destroyed the economy with the stroke of a pen. And it ruined my plans of talking about how Elon sucks shit and how everybody hates him. Go away. You gotta admit, this is a bit of an overreaction. Like, Trump is honestly gonna pass on access to a legal checkbook simply because the dude is a Thorbjorn man? Yes.
Yeah, I think it may have backfired, but I think if there's one thing that needs to be taken away from the results in Wisconsin and the polling that we have from Wisconsin and national, if you are a Republican candidate running in a swing state, you don't want Elon Musk anywhere near you. Yes, maybe you like the money, but you do not want his presence in your state. Why is that? Elon Musk is an unpopular guy. He is political poison. Look in Wisconsin, his net favorable rating, minus 12 points, 12 points on the order. Have captured the hard number. When you look nationally, look at that. It's minus 17 points. So if there's one big lesson I take away from Wisconsin, you don't want to when he shows up. If anything, the data suggests that he hurts. Republicans can't clear.
Look at this. Look at this stance. You're getting clowned on by a dude whose legs are buckling at the mere thought of destroying you.
Hardpoint identified. If you have something to say,
a Japanese dance. The worst thing about this is that they just say, yeah, we don't need to do shit.
Hostiles have captured the hard point.
I mean, I feel like they didn't need any proof to do that anyway, because when their approval ratings are plummeting, they're still saying, we don't have to. So I'm gonna be very honest with you. I don't think they need any sort of evidence that their incompetence is actually.
What goes around back?
And for the record, their approval ratings show that they are still very much out of favor.
Spring mine spotted.
Elon Musk irritates some in the cabinet and some in the administration. Trump still likes him. He also recently told Trump team.
Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point is secure.
Heat shield for Trump despite burning himself in the Wisconsin race.
Down. Hard point located.
I think he could have also just dumped some money in the Florida races and called it a day. That's also what's so stupid about this. Because he could have considered this not going to be won by the Republican candidate anyway.
to tariffs, and that's why he's making his tariff announcement at 4:01 today.
There was a brief tick up in the stock market that has been crashing after that Politico article. We don't know if it's causal, saying that Musk might be leaving the administration soon. So they're manipulating the stock market.
Well, they're trying to sort of like cushion the blow.
Yeah.
And
Hardpoint is active.
Without going too deeply into the tariff stuff,
Hardpoint is secure.
tariffs can be good. Can be a good tool if you are trying to enhance the viability or build the viability of a specific or several specific industries in the country.
The hardpoint.
So we're trying to, rebuild our watchmaking industry in America. I don't know why you would do that, but let's just say you wanted to do that. Because it has, we would do benefits, but whatever. Less cynically, we're trying to rebuild our watchmaking industry in this country, and therefore we're going to place tariffs on watches that come in from China, and maybe it's wrong. Because we want to create a specific type of watch industry. Maybe we want one that's like widely adopted. That's what we did.
Right, when they're targeting.
But as a blanket thing,
Hostiles have
it
the
just
hardpoint.
becomes attacks. And here's the irony of it. They keep saying it's going to both bring in a tremendous amount of revenue, $600 billion a year. Well, if it does that means that people are buying the products despite the price increase. Therefore, it's not going to build the U.S. industry that you want. Or people can't afford it because it's more expensive, and then it creates inflationary pressure from companies in America that are selling this, and suddenly they don't have the same competition.
And that's almost the better case scenario than the broad application of tariffs that would just be a compounding regressive tax on middle and working families. And it would still be that in those instances. It just would be successful, which is hard to envision that that would be the case.
They want their cake and eat it too.
Cover marking care package DZ.
And they
Hostiles
know
have captured the hardpoint.
That's fine. Administration that actually want this to happen.
Flying on fuel. UAV returning.
Why is Trump doing it? God knows. Some people speculate. Emma's convinced that he just like has these fantasies of being
McKinley. I read Carl Rowe's McKinley book, and he.
I know. I just the idea that he read anything seems absolutely.
Or he
impossible.
heard it digested from Stephen Miller, but the idea that he was it was around the assassination attempt. McKinley was the victim of an assassination, gave it all away to the robber barons, concentrated
I think it could have been just like somebody. What did McKinley do? He was known for tariffs. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
but the imperialism he's obsessed with is basically.
That's it. What are the impact it has on years when he starts talking about it?
Well, this is the thing. Is that Ryan Zinke, who was in the last administration, scandal. He says Trump likes it because
Ray requesting help.
It's like something that you can do I mean, honestly, even if you learned as Donald Trump,
Two targets down.
you're like, I can say something tomorrow, and the entire world.
Hostile planting spring mine.
Everybody in my party, everybody in the other party, everybody in every
Watchdog
country.
incoming on your location.
And it's and
Find another way.
And he also wants to negotiating tactics with other countries where he can shake them down.
Trying to get from Canada.
Hostiles have captured the hard point.
In concentric circles, including people in the administration and then even wider, right? And Republican media people. They all have to sort of backfill and sort of
Let's go.
soften the
Enemy
blow,
watchdog helo
right,
inbound.
for this thing that they all know is wrong. And look how realize they're tripping over themselves doing this. Here is, what's her face?
Hardpoint
Harris
secure.
Faulkner. And... And it just so happens you're the chum.
Oh, and those 401ks.
What?
Talking please speak with them.
Hostiles have the hard
When this nation needs to go to war, people in this country would support the war effort with materials at home and nuclear things for weaponry and all that. We got to do 100% buy-in over this bumpy period.
Underwhelming effort.
Yeah, just communicate with those
This is
people
great.
with 401ks.
We have
I will
wounded.
say this.
Get us a
the people
ride
on the
yesterday.
401ks are the lucky ones, because the vast majority of people who offered 401ks, and you can Google this, the failed experiment of the 401ks, they haven't been saving money in the 401ks because they don't have enough money to save. They borrowed against their 401ks. So the remaining people who have actually been able to fund 401ks, if you're retiring now, guess what? You are SOL, because we all have to tighten our belts because Donald Trump's insane.
Because he says so. Like, who are we at war with? We're at war with Donald Trump's mental illness. But, like, other than that, I'm not necessarily sure. Right, the migrants.
Have you seen that meme where it's like, I let my intrusive thoughts win, and it's like somebody like before and after doing something stupid, like stick their finger in a fan?
Yeah.
Like, the tariffs thing is sort of intrusive thoughts for a president, typically, and Trump just operates entirely on intrusive thoughts.
He also just doesn't fundamentally understand how government should function or why it functions. So he thinks he's running it like a business. That's gotten into his head, and he thinks that he can shake down our allies for an additional revenue stream. It's kind of unclear. But, like, I thought he was the anti-war guy. I thought he was consistently in polling, foreign policy, probably just by default, because Biden and, Harris didn't distance himself or herself from him. They've been funding a genocide, or I would say we're looking at like a Holocaust right now.
They've been trying to be the Pentagon party for a decade now.
Right. I mean, so he was winning that by default, but now we are at war apparently with an unknown enemy.
We're winning. Keep it that way.
Because we're at war with the enemy in Donald Trump's mind, or his mind is kind of the enemy, frankly. Everyone has to have a shared sacrifice. I mean, that's... Yeah, how shared is it?
A little disturbance.
Yeah, disturbance.
But we're okay with that?
This is the same administration that wants to cut SNAP benefits, which during recessions, like Faulkner is implying we're going to see, is an automatic stabilizer to keep people on top of it.
Well, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.
No Jumper used to be one of the best podcasts to be connected with your favorite up-and-coming artists in the underground. From interviews with artists like XXXTentacion and Juice WRLD, to putting out music videos for up-and-coming artists, they had one of the biggest and best platforms in the world. But fast forward to 2025, and Adam22, the owner of No Jumper, just put out a video claiming that they are going broke.
So, there's something that I've been hiding from you guys. No Jumper is going
On April 2nd of 2025, Adam22 posted a video on the No Jumper channel titled No Jumper is Going Broke. He started off by describing how much money he wasted by trying to grow and creating all of these expenses expenses for himself, even though the views were never that great.
We expanded too much during COVID at just about the exact moment that our revenue streams all took a hit. We hired a whole bunch of editors and other employees, and we bought a huge office building that cost us almost $4 million, thinking that the growth that we were experiencing during the pandemic was going to continue. And unfortunately, that did not happen. Our YouTube numbers, which had doubled, gradually returned to normal. Our Snapchat and Facebook numbers, which had exploded during COVID, sometimes even hitting six figures a month, shrank by about 80%. Our was killing it for a year or two when we were doing uncensored interviews with up-and-coming superstars like Zumi and Sky Bree. Fell off quite a bit with the launch of Club Talk and increased interest in seeing these things.
We also wanted to talk about how big of a hit the channel took when all of his posts were leaving. Adam came to say that the No Jumper Instagram account was actually taken down, which also seems like a huge cash flow source for them. On top of all this, he also said that they're being sued by a former employee, which is also very expensive for him. Adam said that because of all this, they had to lay off a bunch of their staff and sell the multi-million-dollar warehouse that they just moved into like 2 years ago, and they also have to close their store. Regardless, it seems like this whole deal was made basically so that Adam could just get some sympathy by asking for support.
I honestly spent pretty much all of my time trying to create as much content as possible with No Jumper, and I can't really justify doing so unless the fundamentals of the business make sense. It was a big decision to share this stuff with you guys, but at a certain point I realized that I've been honest with the world about just about everything in my life over the years, and it felt wrong to keep all this stuff that we've been dealing with in secret. So I know you're thinking, what can you do to help? Well, I do have some ideas, which I'll sort into 3 categories here: free, cheap, and generous.
And if you guys look at the like to dislike ratio or see what people are commenting, people are actually supportive. But you're probably wondering, why do people not feel why are their finances so bad? Why did they hire all these people?
Put your head down and secure the target.
And you may even be wondering what happened to the original No Jumper site. Well, to best understand that, I think it's important to look at No Jumper's origins. Originally, No Jumper began as a YouTube channel / podcast involved in the video games community. It was created by Adam Too, who owned a BMX store and was very involved. He also had some friends that were under rappers, such as Xavier Wolf. He decided to interview some of his friends, which got some views, so he continued interviewing more and more rappers. He started getting guests like India, Cyborg, and many more. And what made his podcast so appealing at the time was it felt really underground. Not only was he talking to underground artists, but the whole DIY setup and great conversations just made it feel like a really good way to connect to your favorite artists. He interviewed tons of underground artists, was vlogging concerts, and even posting music videos for artists like Lil Peep 10 years ago. He got Yachty, Maxwell, Cream, Danny Duncan, Larry June,
They never stood a chance. Proceed to extract.
most iconic
They never
interview
stood a
and the one
bloody
that blew him up
chance.
the most was his interview with XXXTentacion, right as he was about to blow up. This interview was an hour and 20-minute insight into the life of a crazy, mysterious, and controversial artist who was exploding in the scene. After this, Adam was able to lock in with a couple people who already needed to name shot for whatever reason. Honestly, he could put anybody who's come up in the last decade.
Here we go.
Probably interviewed him. Adam was posting vlogs on No Jumper, and like I said, everything felt very DIY. But over time, he went on to bigger artists, he got a new studio, and upgraded pretty much everything. From like 2015 and 2016 to like 2020, No Jumper was one of the leading, most important media platforms in rap. They helped to break so many artists, posted tons of music videos, and behind the scenes for big artists in the game. They were also doing news on other platforms like Instagram, which was probably really helpful for their income. No Jumper also just had a ton of viral moments in their podcast, which helped them to explode. Wow, Adam, big
There
boy.
we go. Shout out to the homie Boonk.
Oh my God.
And Don't worry, by the way, Boonk is doing much better now, so you guys don't need to worry about that. However, it seemed like eventually chasing viral moments would be what led to No Jumper's downfall. I think what marks the beginning of the end for No Jumper was episode 1 of the No Jumper show. On July 25th of 2019, they aired the first episode featuring Camgirl and Housephone. Housephone in particular had been really tight with Adam since the beginning of No Jumper. They already had started podcasts on No Jumper, but this was the first one where it seemed like Adam tried to take it seriously. And after this, it really just opened the floodgates for tons of new podcasts, hosts, and guests to come. A Compton rapper by the name of AD got his own podcast. Then Housephone got his own podcast. These guys would either do live shows or just pre-recorded shows, and eventually
Let 'em
more
have
and
it,
more
Black
they
Ops.
brought their friends on. The No Jumper cast grew a ton. It went from Adam and Housephone and a few others to eventually dozens of people with shows or just
Boy,
regularly
enemy grenade.
occurring appearances on the podcast. These specific additions to the No Jumper cast, Tripback as a personality, and the Thoughts Next Door podcast would open up a lot of doors to a lot of genres that No Jumper could eventually take. Regardless, though, throughout the 2020s, Adam had tons of people hosting their own shows, like shows like Flacco, Brick Baby, Kilo, AD, Sharp, and plenty of others. They also had the No Jumper Sports podcast, which is funny because the host keeps getting a tattoo of the logo just for it to be canceled after 15 episodes. But you may be noticing something. A lot of these things are not familiar. Unless you're super deep into rap or this sort of content, it's likely that you are not familiar with a lot of the people that he was trying to bring on and introduce himself with. Old fans of the No Jumper channel likely were not really interested in watching tons of random people talk about random things when originally they subscribed for underground rap content or interviews with rappers or Adam talking to rappers or vlogging and things like that. You guys probably don't even know this, but like 2 years ago, they even invited me to join them on the news. And that, I think that just goes to show they're inviting anybody. Like, why would I? Who wants to watch nobody. So I don't understand why they just have so many.
Hardpoint is secure.
They even had a brief podcast with Ricky, who's like a super skate guy. But regardless, the only way that all of these random posts were going viral was with controversial moments. Almost Almighty Suspect got into a fight with a guest.
Out of here. He knows who the f***
Incoming grenade. Hardpoint located. Hardpoint locked down.
Between host, co-host, and guests, over time became a common occurrence on the No Jumper
Hardpoint is
platform.
active.
How did you and Kevin get into it to begin with? Like, oh, Jason, man, shut up. I just said that to man. Bro, suck my dick, bro. That's what. Hey, stop.
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Hey, no. Watch out.
You've fallen behind.
Literally, as more and more people began hiring all of these people, so many fights broke out. Like I mentioned earlier, it seemed as if No Jumper had just began chasing these viral moments rather than actually setting out to make good content or thought-provoking interviews.
Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint active. Hostiles captured the hardpoint.
I think if they had something like that in the comment where they said, No Jumper was like watching a group of high school kids try to run a podcast. And it's true, they become like a modern-day world star. They focus on the content with just low-hanging fruit, low IQ. Like, look at this thumbnail and title, bro. This looks like
Hardpoint is secure.
clickbait YouTube garbage content. No Jumper had begun turning into a reality TV show, and fans were not happy. Even Adam would eventually admit that it probably wasn't the best idea for him to talk about all of the time on the podcast.
Those viral moments, for the most part, were kind of like destructive to what we were building, and really, like, yeah, it might have been fun in the moment, or it might, like, I'm watching, like, you know, react to like trips from No Jumper at one point, and he's saying like, it's like people that are just together, etc. Like, this is not. And I'm kind of watching it like.
Hostiles have the
But it
hardpoint.
wasn't just because of the controversy, the fights, and the randoms that were
Hardpoint
always
attack.
posting No Jumper that caused it to fail.
Hardpoint locked
It was the
down.
fact that none of them could seem to get along. Many hosts on this platform began to beef with one another. And a lot of lot of that was fueled by the No Jumpers subreddit. Believe it or not, it was actually really obvious to fans that a lot of the people at No Jumper were actually reading the subreddit. They were making burners and constantly responding to and arguing with fans. But then the No Jumper there was a lot of except for Adam and his wife. Adam was a mod of the No Jumper subreddit, and he was actively removing anything negative about him and his wife, leaving up tons of negative stuff about his co-host, his employees, and some people who were his friends. My friend Olivia actually interviewed a mod from the old No Jumper subreddit, and he explained that this is actually a huge deal for No Jumper.
Hold on, there's nothing never negative about Adam and his girl. We like, hold on, that's totally fine. But now that we see that they're mods, it's crazy because there's something negative about my girl.
People could be getting dragged to hell, but that could stay up. But anything other than that,
come on, you're losing
this fight. As a moderator of the page, Adam had been banning accounts and deleting posts if they were made about him or Lemon, but left them up no matter how bad they were about fellow hosts and their personal lives. Here then started unbanning these users and apologizing, which Adam clearly did not like and led to him being removed as a mod.
The No Jumper people were so involved in the Reddit that some posts got leaked by a host onto the Reddit from a burner. Then this caused like a whole bunch of drama on the IRL. This wasn't just Reddit anymore, this was real life, which is crazy because this whole Reddit incident caused and this was not the only infighting that occurred. Remember how I said Housephone was with Adam? Well, they also had a phone after Adam interviewed a transgender woman named Gracie Jane. In this podcast, they talked about how she had hooked up with Housephone.
You've already sold out entire life here.
Tally, mine.
Hardpoint is secure.
Done and done.
Done with a trans person.
Yeah, absolutely. I signed NDA very seriously, so
Aquanels are calling in UAV.
They're gonna be mad at me.
Apparently Housephone and Adam talked about it before it was live. But then Adam claimed that he told his ex-wife
hardpoint is
and the editor accidentally left it in. And fans very quickly pieced together what Adam was talking about in this interview. Fans were extremely upset with Adam announcing things like, Adam's not a bad friend. He's not a friend at all. He doesn't respect any of his employees. He's just scared of half of them. Another said, the fact this interview is still up. Eventually, Housephone confronted Adam on the podcast, and things got very serious.
You're talking about
that burnt me? My best friend that died?
Tackle. Establish box shot kilo overhead.
But are you actually acting like I have some kind of disrespect for your mom when I...
As soon as it happened, just because...
Hardpoint located.
Between hosts, Adam, and fans, half of the No Jumper cast left between like 2022 and 2024. After this incident, the entire subreddit actually turned on Adam because he was deleting every post about the situation. So fans created a subreddit called BO6, which was unmoderated, became very popular, and was very critical of Adam and No Jumper. It's really weird, and you'll notice this throughout the video, but it's like No Jumper has a really strong
Proven
fan
Hailstorm
base,
launch.
but that fan base
Hailstorm away.
anyways, because of all the
Moving a grenade. Multiple enemies destroyed.
Because this could be like
Enemy
a
RCXD
hour-long
detected.
video in and of itself. But basically, Adam was some weird things that dug up on the internet that had no mind. An old blog post of his was dug up where he said, now any of the math inclined out there
Using
probably
hand cannon.
thinking something like, she's 19
Hardpoint
now,
identified.
he was 23 then. How old was she then? Well, she was 16. But come on, she's 18. Chase here, but she didn't look much different at all then. If statutory is wrong, I didn't want to be right. consent is 16 years
Hard
old.
point locked
Although I'm
down.
sure that traveling from America to Canada to have sex with a minor is still illegal as hell. But really, it's an argument. He was super hot and I wanted in. Now, to be fair to Adam, he never said in his post that they hooked up around that time. He said that he actually started dating and then after Adam and my girl started dating, by that point this girl was 19, so then they hooked up, which I think some people would classify as grooming. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually researched an entire video about all of these like weird sexual controversies that Adam was involved in. But it was a long time ago, and I was just coming off of season 1.
That's right, you CIA nothing without her.
All of this stuff.
Someone pull
And
us
there
out
was
so
a
we can
bunch
celebrate.
more weird things that he got caught up in. Like on a super old forum from
Tackle.
2006,
UAV in
when
the air.
after being asked the age range of girls he's been with, he said, "I don't think I've done any 17 years since besides the one last year." He also said in this forum, 15 is a good age. That last one was probably like a 2006 Eddie joke, but still, it's really weird. This is why a lot of people turned on Adam 22, and a lot of people even started calling him Adam 16. Regardless, because of all of this stuff, a lot of people did not like Adam 22, whether they were fans of No Jumper or not. It seemed like the overall hip-hop community as well was not a fan of Adam 22, nor his platform because of how controversial they have become. And that's why I have this theory that a lot of artists are no longer going on No Jumper for interviews, especially bigger ones, because it doesn't look good for their PR teams. On top of all of this, Adam was also dipping his toes into political podcasts, which just isn't ever going to come without controversy, especially when he's having people like Nick Fuentes and Sneeko on. So not only was the entire crew falling apart, but people were beginning to hate the main guy himself, Adam 22. And on top of all of that, No Jumper had really began to lose their identity as a platform in general. Over time, hip-hop content stopped becoming the main focus of No Jumper, and they started talking about one of two things. First, they started interviewing a ton of porn stars. If you didn't know, Adam 22 started an adult film media thing with his wife Lena called Plug Talk. So porn stuff is something that he's been involved in a lot over the last couple of years. Also, he went mega viral for letting his wife do some solo content with another guy, which has definitely changed fans' opinions on him. A lot of people now view him as a cuck and a sellout and all sorts of things. Regardless, because of their involvement in porn, Adam and his co-host started interviewing a ton of stars on No Jumper. It used to be on occasion, like with really big ones, like Riley Reid, for example, but then it started happening more and more often. To this day, fans are still complaining about it because like the first half decade of No Jumper's lifespan was strictly hip-hop content, strictly underground. So when a bunch of the content became porn or OnlyFans related, it really seemed to rub them the wrong way. But the other thing that caused problems with fans was how deep into gang stuff Adam and the host of No Jumper were getting involved in. And this may actually play a hand into why No Jumper is going broke, or at least that he's claiming they are. If you guys like myself haven't tuned into No Jumper except for maybe the occasional interview once a year, or if you're just not very in the loop at all, No Jumper has regularly been having a lot of LA gang members on, and they frequently talk about gang-related things, and recently that's come back to bite them. Brick Baby, who I mentioned earlier, and Loose Cannon were recently indicted on Rico, and both of these guys frequented No Jumper. They were connected to a guy named Big U, who allegedly is like the leader of a gang called the Rollin' 60s Crips. I don't know much about gang stuff, and I'm not going to pretend to, but basically it's a bunch of gang-affiliated people hanging around No Jumper all the time and discussing what they do on the show. Black 100, another guy who is heavily involved in the music industry and is heavily affiliated
Enemy
with No
Molotov,
Jumper,
watch out!
also affiliated with Big U, and there's even a clip of Adam trolling him about it on the podcast.
Back, what's up with this screenshot that Traveler Ross sent me of you begging Big U not to kill you?
That's cap. That's AI.
It's in the indictment. It's in the indictment that you were saying, don't do this. My wife, my kids in the car. Draws. Don't do this.
That's not a text message.
As someone who hasn't been tapped into No Jumper for years, it's so weird seeing people. And I don't think that most fans are really into this sort of content either.
When I see Lovejoy basically putting a murder on Big U and claiming that he's looking for information about it or whatever, this is very confusing to me. Like, how in any way is this acceptable?
There's so much more it's like a really stuff. So if you want to learn more, I would check out this video about the shoot. It's really good and it really captures what's going on right now with the gang stuff. But regardless, if you guys want a more simplified version, it's basically just a ton of gang-related people hanging out around No Jumper, and a bunch of dummies were talking about this stuff publicly on the platform. It also got to the point where people were calling Adam the feds because he was encouraging all of this self-snitching on his show, asking questions that police could possibly use. I mean, look at this clip.
I saw this video that alleged that it was you involved in this crazy ass shootout. Maybe it might not have been you. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't think it was me.
Okay, but that wasn't related to any of the cases that you caught. Well played. Okay.
So eventually, after the Crips who hung around No Jumper got picked up, the police actually went to Adam. Rifle Hunter claimed that he got arrested, but Adam cleared that up and said it never happened, with some even claiming
A lot of claims were made, went from 100.
Tack on. Launching UAV. UAV still ahead.
Where's that coming from?
I mean, Wack got a overactive imagination.
Fire!
I'm not being investigated, but what they did want to get their hands on, which is kind of crazy, is that they wanted to
Enemy
see
UAV
the
inbound.
assist that we received from Big U maybe a year ago. That basically was us in the middle of a podcast appearance in which Bruce Cannon
Hostile
said that
RTXD
Big
in
U
your AO.
had prior knowledge of Nipsey Hussle's death before it actually happened.
Regardless, the police definitely watched No Jumper to help themselves in this case.
I see a lot of people saying that 22 is the reason why Big got caught up. Get out of here. 22, you know what I do. I put people in position, put them on the podcast, give them jobs, tell them that I just think that people are getting caught up for it, especially with Big's sake. I'm not seeing anything that says anything about stuff that he's done in the last 2 years since he's been with us, right? So, you know, end of the day, I do employ people from the streets. People on the streets sometimes get caught up in federal RICO, whatever.
But lots of fans still blame Adam. The reason I bring all of this up is because it got so hectic, and I can't imagine being a fan of No Jumper from the early days and seeing the entire platform turn into tons of people that nobody knows, a bunch of interviews, and just stuff all the time. After the news about No Jumper broke
Dad always
came
taught
out,
us to
a
make
lot
good
of
on our
fans began
debts.
to theorize that the reason he said he's going to make all of these changes and the fact that they're going broke was because he got too wrapped up in the gang stuff. Like one fan commented, I saw a rebrand from street gang members back to rappers. Who wants to bet?
Tack on.
Another
Launch
person
a counter
said,
UAV.
nah, y'all going broke because you keep bringing in artists and gang members on. Don't nobody want to hear that. Which I think really amplifies the public sentiment. Regardless, after everything that's gone down the past like 5 years, I don't think most fans feel too bad for Adam. 2 years before this even happened, a fan said on Reddit, the collapse of No Jumper needs to be studied in business schools as a case study on how poor leadership every decision made by Adam literally is the opposite of what he should have done. From
Heads
not
up,
drawing
Molotov
proper
inbound.
contracts with staff, him literally being missing from the office after time using Josh to handle staff,
Sleep easy.
exposing your friend and longtime employee, to publicly embarrassing and firing an employee on air. The list is long of all the terrible management decisions made by No Jumper and Adam specifically. Another fan on Reddit said this: No Jumper has become a cesspool of sensationalism and superficiality. What started as a platform for underground culture has devolved into a parade of clout chasing and cringeworthy interviews. The hosts seem more interested in drama and viral moments than living any actual content. The lack of depth and consistency, the lowest common denominator, makes it hard to take the whole channel seriously. Someone responded saying, "This ain't a hip-hop channel, it's a gang channel at this point." Clearly, No Jumper has lost
Enemy
their
planting
way,
mine.
and it's finally being reflected in their finances. I think a really good contrast to the No Jumper channel is the Joe Biden podcast. Over the years, he's just really maintained a hip-hop focus and centric discussion and hasn't chased clout, tried to go viral, any of that stuff, at least too much. Whereas the No Jumper podcast just devolved into a huge mess with everything I've described in this video. So maybe Adam will try to take the channel back to its roots, but after all of the controversy and things he's been exposed or called out for, I doubt they will ever get back to where they once were. I could probably have made a video 2 hours, but I wanted to kind of get the news out a little like this video, you might like my video about MTV and their
The
corporate
fuck's going
downfall
on
as
out
well.
there?
It's not doing
Tighten
too
up
hot,
and
so
show
you guys
some
should check it out.
spine.
It's a really good video, I promise. You guys should check that out. But anyways, if you liked, make sure to leave a like and even consider subscribing down below. Other than that, though, it's been your boy Matty Boys, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day now.
Target dropped.
Learn your fucking lesson yet?
Your wallets are liberated, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs. Let me tell you, your wallets will be liberated pretty aggressively, as a matter of fact. Donald Trump, my goat, my glorious king, the absolute mad lad, he did it.
Efficient shit, a full plug. Time to fade.
He's out of his
It's a bloody
dang mind.
beatdown. I'm pulling the cord.
RIP to the stonks. RIP to the stonk market. It's tariff time, baby. It's tariff time. Okay. Let me tell you, money. Or in this day and age, in this economy, it's just a number on your screen. If you close your eyes, it goes away. If you close your eyes and you even do a couple of zeros, it feels like you have even more. Money is fake. That's all it is. And not having it is also fake. And having it is also fake. Elon Musk will wipe out multiple billions of dollars of net worth like it's nothing. You know, overnight sometimes, right? That's cool. I'm just telling you, these are the conversations you can have with your landlord when, rent comes around. And because you have purchased bananas that month, something that we just simply don't grow in the United States of America, and now you have to pay $11 per banana, maybe $20 per banana. How much can a banana cost, Michael? $20 is now becoming the reality. When you have that conversation with your landlord, practice in front of the mirror like money is a concept. Math. What do these words mean? These are the questions that we're going to be tackling today, because maybe the value of the dollar is not so valuable. Maybe money is not so important. Who knows? Who knows what will happen? Maybe we should read Grapes of Wrath again, because it seems like that's where we're going. Let's start off with Donald Trump. Yesterday was Liberation Day. Libertad. The day of Libertad. Donald Trump finally came out and said, hey, enough is enough. America, after being at the forefront of developing a complex network of supply chains that simply benefit the American consumers in a way that completely eviscerated the American working class, in a way that only benefits American capital owners, so that they can constantly chase profits overseas by manufacturing goods and products and commodities overseas, and completely letting the American middle class and the American working class, leaving them in destitute circumstances. Donald Trump said enough is enough. We ate good with global trade, with free trade for quite a long time, and we want to eat even better somehow. But because I have no solutions, I've decided I'm going to put tariffs on every country on the planet. With well, Iran, but North Korea,
enemy with
Russia, but also trade with them, so I don't think that's all that impactful. But Donald Trump, Big T, the T-Dog, the T-Man, the Lord is the most beautiful word in the language. Is the most beautiful word for the most beautiful world and the most beautiful girl. Tariffs. That's right. Let's take a look at tariffs placed upon Penguin Island and McDonald's Island, places where we have a tremendous deficit with, tremendous trade deficit. Why am I talking
countries targeted by the president's trade war. Markets around the world are responding this morning. Our own market here is facing much, much lower.
Yeah, and there is serious concern about the potential shockwave through the global economy to American consumers' bottom line. We'll be breaking down a potential impact, but first, let's go to our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, at the White House. Good morning, Rachel.
Also, I forgot.
Widespread. A move that will not only reshape the U.S. economy, but could also shatter relationships with our closest allies as businesses and companies prepare to raise prices on everything from clothing to groceries.
I can't tell. Is this good? Don't forget Mauritius. What do we even buy from them? What about Cambodia? What are we doing? Every country.
Do not fuck with
Every
me.
country got a slab of the tariff. So bad. Countries that got 10%, like Turkey, we're like, okay, he likes us. Donald Trump is behaving like an abusive husband. Okay? Donald Trump is behaving like an abusive father, beating the shit out of everybody. Okay? And the ones that only get the backhand one time are going,
Spring mine spotted.
He must like us a lot.
Contacts
That's
down.
the situation in front of us right now. That's what's going on.
My fellow Americans, this is Liberation Day.
This morning, President Trump dramatically escalating his global trade war, announcing his most sweeping set of tariffs yet on goods from every country that trades with the United States.
This will be indeed the golden age of Americans coming back.
The president declaring a national emergency and putting into place what economists are calling the highest tariff since the early 1900s. Starting this morning, a 25% tariff is now in effect on all foreign cars. That could raise the price of new vehicles by more than $6,000. Then on Saturday, a 10% tariff on nearly all foreign imports. Up to 60 countries, including some of America's closest trading partners, will face even steeper tariffs. A 20% tariff on products from the European Union, and an even higher 34% tariff on products from China, letting them stand its own response to what other
Enemy
countries
field
are
upgrade
imposing on
active.
the U.S.
If you want your tariff rate to be zero, then you build your product right here in America, because there's no tariff if you build your plant, your product in America.
But experts warn those tariffs will only lead to higher prices on everything from groceries to clothing, iPhones to cars. Some analysts say in a worst-case scenario, it will cost close to $1,800 for every American, $7,200 for a family of four.
They're going to touch everything from going to the grocery store to going out to restaurants to even having to go to places like the movie theater.
Patrick Cumrow owns an...
I'm being so for real when I say this. The entire thing that holds American society right now together is treats and the affordability of treats and basic goods. Okay? When that goes away, Americans, I think, which are otherwise incredibly civilized and also brain rotted with peasant mindset, will actually riot. Okay? I think Americans will riot like the French did. If their treats are that expensive, if the food is that expensive, and then paired up with like obvious layoffs that come through, recession, the greatest depression of all. Cheap commodity consumption is the real riot tax in this country beyond the marginal benefits that you can potentially claw through the welfare structure. I'm telling you, this is, but it's also a complicated situation because as someone who is not an advocate, okay, I'm in this unique mindset where I have to clarify some positions as I did yesterday, and I will talk about that as well. But of course, the MAGA cultists have basically started doing this. They've started. You do not need the new iPad. You do not need the new cell phone. You do not need the new video game console. You want it. There's a big difference. And if you look at the people whining about the tariffs, I challenge you as
damn, I love this
right
For the diggers, get
this
your ass
right
buried.
here would lead to someone getting assassinated if it was like the left is saying this under Joe Brandon.
Incoming
And
grenade!
some did say this. You know what happened to them? Joe Brandon lost. Kamala Harris lost.
And its original packaging,
This is psychotic. They went with what's his face? The Vibe Session guy mindset so fast. Like the tariffs haven't even hit yet, and they're already defending the price increases. Amazing. I love that. I love that so much. It is hilarious. Okay? This has real first Trump era COVID is about to hit vibes. Okay? This moment right here is a very unique one. Donald Trump yesterday said this is a historical moment. I agree. It kind of feels like we are at the precipice of something very interesting. It kind of feels exactly the same way that I felt right around when people started taking COVID a little bit more seriously, when we were like, wait a minute, a lot of people are kind of dying. What's going on here? What is this? Is this an issue? That's what it feels like. Like it feels like we're at the precipice. Okay? Now, who knows what will happen? Well, I have some ideas, I have some opinions, and I will get to that. But the short and sweet of it all, free trade is ass. Free trade is horrible for the domestic manufacturing output, the labor in this country, and it's also predicated upon the consistent domination of the global South in an effort to have much cheaper slave labor
Eliminate all
elsewhere.
threats.
Without that, maybe you could actually arrive at a theoretical free trade through currency exchange rates and things of that nature. But without imperialism, maybe you could have something understandable. Because then, if everyone's material conditions are
we got the lead. Now hold it.
Degree where there's a price parity and there's a parity and equilibrium, a benefits parity, if you want to call it that, then obviously there could be some semblance of free trade. But with imperialism, there is no real free trade. Free trade is, of course, a mechanism to displace and it was done by mistake. When Donald Trump says these other countries are he's lying to you. He's trying to hit a nationalist angle here, but it's the American business owners that wrote the book. It's American capital that wrote the book. It's American capital that gladly shipped those jobs overseas. Make no mistake. When Donald Trump says, oh, it's China. He's lying. He is lying. It's ridiculous. Global trade is a necessity in this day and age. Okay? I don't have an issue with that. I'm not a trade isolationist across the board. I'm not a fundamentalist believer in Marxism and Judaist ideology. Okay? Having said that, what Donald Trump did yesterday, he said it was our president and our government, you idiot. No, because you don't understand. It is not our past presidents and our government. It is American capital owners that betray the American working class. Shut the up and listen to the adult in the room who's explaining to you. Because guess what? All of those free trade agreements would be meaningless if American capital owners were like, yeah, no, I'm not going to actually move manufacturing to become more competitive in the global marketplace. Move manufacturing overseas, offshore labor like that. Through the government and trade negotiations, ain't nobody made your father's boss move the factory to China at gunpoint, okay? They did that voluntarily. They wanted that to happen. That's why they wrote the rules. You are wrong. You're wrong. I'm shaking you. I'm shaking you like a baby until you are no longer wrong. And as is the case with American antitrust, as is the case with everything in the United States of America, it yielded tremendous profits for corporations, for the super wealthy, a mass consolidation of wealth and power at the tippy top. Having said that, it also came with cheap consumable items. Enemy planting mine. So consumers were servile
Was that your best shot?
Consumers were made to not realize how devastating this was for their future, for the future of the economy. That's it. But make no mistake, it was entirely done by wealthy businessmen. They wanted it, and they got it. So for Donald Trump to say, this is previous administrations, this is China, you're wrong. It's the very same super wealthy people right now that are still in power and have become even more powerful in the consequence of this. Those were the villains that conducted this operation. And the American government led this process of global domination, led this process of international markets favoring the American consumer base in the short term, while directly displacing the labor force, which would have genuine material harm, genuine consequences for the American economy in the long term. That's why I talked about the difference between looking at function 30 years ago in China versus now on a trajectory of growth and prosperity versus a place like Gary, Indiana, or Detroit, which is on a downward trajectory. So I need you all to understand cheap televisions and cheap consumer goods gave Americans the feeling of wealth. And because of endless domination overseas, specifically the South, the exchange of the global South, Americans, comparative to the living standards of the global South that were being dominated, were better off for sure. They were better off. Having said that, however, wealth is still relative domestically. You match it against those, you match those who have not against those who do have, right? And in that process, I think wealth disparity grew tremendously in this country, and now we are in this predicament. And the only way out of this predicament, ironically enough, is to be China. Efendim baba. Okay. Is to do China, is to literally have industrial trade policy, nationalization of key sectors, boosting manufacturing, a federal jobs guarantee, a federal jobs program. That's how you're supposed to get out of this. With
I'll say this once.
You're
Do
secretly
not fuck
excited
with
about
me.
this all. Don't lie. No, I think that. I mean, this is a situation where I think Americans will break away from. This is a situation where I think Americans will break away from Donald Trump, regardless of what these freakish, cultish losers are saying, because you can't make someone through the cult mentality. You can't make someone believe that they have more money in their pocket. If they feel it, they feel it. Okay? Oh, dude, China like removed term limits for their premiere like.
Bumped him off.
Yeah, ironically enough.
Enemy
That
RCXD
question
detected.
you're presenting is exactly what we are doing. We're doing the bad parts of Chinese governance and not the good parts of Chinese governance. America already had a surveillance state that is accelerating. America, at the very least, cared about theoretical free speech. It's eroded. We're moving in the Chinese direction in all the worst ways, in all the wrong ways, and not moving in the Chinese direction in all the best ways, in the right ways. Even development, rapid urbanization, massive infrastructure projects, massive infrastructure expenditures. This is the problem. That is the issue. Because people ask, like, what's next? How do we get out of this? How do we get out of this rut? And the reality of the matter is you only get out of this rut with serious government investment. That's the only way to get out of this. You cannot rely on the capital owners that put you in this place, put you in this problem to begin with. You cannot rely on the magnanimous nature of capital owners. You cannot bully them through tariffs to boost manufacturing domestically. That process will take far too long. You still have to have serious control over that transition. And Donald Trump seemingly is not interested in doing that at all. This is a problem. This is an issue. And I don't think people understand it. The reason why I bring up all this stuff is because I am not anti-tariff. I've never been anti-tariff. I've never been anti-trade protectionism. However, what Donald Trump is doing is not trade protectionism at all. And that is very important. That's important to understand. That's important to address. And we must address it, especially at a time when there's a lot of confusion because you got Sean Fain, who I love, who I admire, who I think is brilliant, revolutionary, and very critical of the Trump administration, coming out and saying some of these tariffs are good. And we'll get to that in a second. But
Auto repair
finish
shop
this.
in Glendale, Wisconsin.
Will you have to raise prices for your customers?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
By how much?
I guess the minimum is going to be 25% on all parts.
He worries his business will suffer.
What we see is it kind of freezes.
Why are you not anti-tariffs? No. Make no mistake. I'm anti everything that Trump did yesterday. I am completely against it. And I will tell you why I'm against it. I'm saying I'm not against tariffs on principle. Like, I'm against free trade on principle, especially.
Yo. I can't hear you. Coming in.
How about now?
I hear it now.
Check. All right.
Hey, what's going on?
Plug.
What's happening?
Oh, not too much. Just still coughing my ass off.
Oh, Jesus, man.
It's my deal.
That sucks, man. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I don't know. No.
Have you been getting? You've been
The
getting
way of
enough
life
rest?
at this point. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I still doing the daily nap, and I've been waking up with Rachel and everything, but I don't know. It's just one of those colds. It's fucking just gonna hang.
Jesus Christ.
Away.
That sucks, man.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Gotta complain about something. How you doing?
I'm excellent. I'm super excellent. Drinking wine.
Good.
Cool. Having a great. Enjoying the new apartment.
Good.
I'm in heaven, bro. Doesn't get much.
Good. You get everything moved down, or that's the weekend? You said.
I'm gonna. I still got some stuff. I'm pretty sure it's not. And they're not going to start working down the hall like on Friday, so I'm not too worried. I think if I jump up there Saturday morning, bring everything, I'll be all good. But it's like I really don't have much up there. Like it's just like the shit that's in the bathroom, some stuff that I was kind of there, some music shit still up there. Most of my kitchen shit still up there. But it's not. It's just such small. I just like it was so rainy and shitty yesterday. And like honestly, it's like when it rains, it kind of puddles up in the area.
The foyer.
So it's kind of doesn't.
area.
It kind of sucks to walk through. So I didn't even. So that fucked me up. But if it's not too bad this weekend. And plus I slept. So the day. Anywho, did you have a preference for playing tonight in multiplayer?
No, not really.
Want to do the new maps, or you want to jump into the old whatever?
Can you set it up so that it just goes to the new maps?
Yeah, season 3 Mosh Pit.
Or you're just gonna pick? Oh yeah, okay. I'd be down with that. Otherwise, whatever. Because I haven't really. I like the maps that I was playing yesterday. I was digging it. Excuse me.
Yeah, I am gonna jump. I'll do some solo Battle Royale matches. See how it goes.
Yeah, maybe Saturday would be a good day for me to try that.
I'm willing to like dedicate a day. Like, I mean, I'm like we can do DMZ most days, but I the idea of a Warzone win or something, or a Warzone day.
Well, it'd probably be best to do for me like on a day. Well, Wednesday. Because yeah, I just want to be able to make sure I get my daily challenges done.
Sure.
I
mean, I'm willing to play whatever. I'll play multiplayer. I'll play DMZ. I'll play Warzone, and I'll be snug as a bug.
Here. Sorry, I'm gonna be coughing.
No, dude. Shoot. No. Sorry, you're not.
You're falling behind.
No, I mean it's just like a nuisance thing. It's not like I'm like in hell.
This sucks.
Yeah.
Only thing I can recommend is smoking a lot of marijuana. And then
the one thing
if it doesn't help, at least then you get like.
God, no, I was like, no, I was glad I didn't. There was a couple times I was kind of buzzed, and I was like, maybe I should smoke a little bit. And I'm like, oh God, I'm glad I didn't do that.
Yeah, sometimes it's not a good idea. It's not like cigarettes, though. Did you ever smoke cigarettes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would really.
For a few years.
Me too. That would fuck. Way more than that.
Heads up! Molotov inbound!
Oh.
Sorry. I actually. Enemy behind you, that's what I was shooting. That's my Bloody Friday. Badass. Like these.
Yeah, it's nice to have a little kind of midweek weekend.
Yeah, midweek weekend. That's we all should have one.
Tally, mine. Enemy Molotov, watch out!
We have the weekend and then we have midweek. Just like the week.
Mid-weekend.
Mid-weekend. Oh, love it.
Oh, there's a guy up in that tower. Didn't even know you could do that. See him. No, he's dead.
Oh shit, someone's falling. Oh damn it. I knew he was coming up the rope. I was waiting for him. He still got me.
Now everyone's trying to get over by the rope.
I'm just getting kind of rope. I had a trophy, that trophy.
Spring mine spotted.
I like how there's a dead horse just laying over there.
There's two.
The two dead horses.
Very gross. You know, I can't be positive, but we were probably shot.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
That's right there.
They didn't die of hunger out here. There's bullets flying.
MTC's in the red. It's now or never.
Jumped off.
Bad guy, 12 o'clock. You fucking me? Activate cashback protocol. Get your asses back to base.
Ah, well. Ah, well.
Game though, good game.
You didn't think I was doing it,
Oh god.
These tariffs are really doing the world a whole lot of good, I hear.
Yeah, man.
Like
it's...
every single fucking economist is like, you're fucking gonna cause worldwide turmoil.
Yeah.
U.S. recession. You fucking moron.
We're just...
I don't care. Everything's going according to plan. It's great. We're doing great.
I mean, he's putting the carriage before the horse as far as any kind of like effective tariff policy. You know, like if we say we already had all the things like to manufacture, if it already existed.
Yeah.
And then like if like say we already had all these things and then like foreign capital try to come in and undersell us to undermine our own industries, times like that there where tariffs might be appropriate to protect our industries, but like we don't have any industry.
Yeah,
like, we've
yeah.
outsourced everything. We have nothing here.
Yeah.
It will take a decade to like develop to the point, at least like where we're at right now, as far as like the kind of like money they're putting into just like working people and jobs and shit, literally taking jobs.
Right. You know, in Rachel's point, outsourcing, manufacturing overseas in the first place. It was because assholes and greedy bastards didn't want to pay American workers a decent fucking wage. So they're like, oh, we'll just have it all made in China and we can keep our fucking profits. And then all these towns fucking disappeared because the manufacturing went away. And now what are you telling me? Like they're gonna suddenly be okay with like unions and paying people, decent money to have these jobs, which don't even exist, and like you said, will take 10 years to even put into place if they wanted to do it. It's like horseshit. You're not gonna start fucking paying, people well to make cars or whatever.
It's pretty absurd. Like no one really knows what he's doing. Some of this crazy, like some of the super crazy right wingers in his circle,
Now hold it.
urging him. But they're the only ones. There's certainly not any economists on the. Oh, this is. It's like we're like the world economy is a thing, and it's not really gonna go anywhere. All we're doing is removing our role from it, creating a power vacuum that like China is obviously gonna fill. I mean, I never I didn't want. It's always pretty far fetched, but like Trump is basically doing like everything that like our adversaries, like our like people like Russia. I mean, not countries like Russia and China. Like this is what they would want us to do.
Yeah, just
Like,
just fucking trash the whole place.
Or just like kind of like give them the opportunity to step in as global economic leaders. I think we are degrading ourselves. And we're getting our competitors are going to play ball with the world economy at the terms that they want, out of the sake of it works for everybody. But apparently Trump wants a global economy where only the United States benefits. America first.
Yeah.
And that's just a
we don't live in a vacuum.
That's just a losing strategy globally. We live in a world economy, and if like your president just like only we matter, the rest of the global economy is going to be like, well, piss off.
Yeah, right. We'll figure it out without you, fuckers.
They have to. I mean, what are they going to say? Like, yes, America and your markets and your economy is more important than ours. No one's going to say that. No one has a reason to say that.
That's what they think they're going to say. I heard some asshole saying, "Oh, America's, the world's #1 customer. You're not going to, tell your #1 customer to get lost." I'm like, they might. Why do you say that?
I mean, yeah, it's going to cause trouble for all these other countries, but like, China is fully prepared to fill this role. People are like, oh, we need these goods, but we can't get them from America because they're going to charge us. They're like, well, we put tariffs on them because they put tariffs on all of our goods. We don't have tariffs with China. Oh, well, get it from you guys. And it's the electric car situation is going to be like China will become the next world superpower because they will lead the world. Electric cars. Everyone in like I think in a few decades is going to use electric car. Literally everyone.
Surprise me. Oh, shit.
And it's just so fun. All these people that like believe in Trump and like it's just so obvious that the only thing he cares about is staying out of jail.
He went golfing after
after the tariffs?
Oh yeah, I think so. I could be wrong. I think I saw something online about that, but he was like, "Oh, no, it's time to go play golf."
Perfect time.
Hostile care package in.
That's all he wants to stay out of jail and he wants to play golf. And he wants to go to museums. That's it.
Ha.
And honestly, like some of these established, I mean, Cory Booker, like thanks for filibustering for nothing in particular.
No reason.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You could have saved that energy for a time where it really fucking mattered. Or when it matters, which is it's like whatever. It's like he did something, but it's just like so empty. And it's like if something actually goes down, we're like, yo, we're gonna need the same kind of energy. They're not gonna bring it. And like, whatever. I mean, the Democrats are going to pretend, they're pretending right now that like, oh, the Republicans are basically just shooting themselves in the foot. And we don't have to do shit. We can just lay it back, sit back, and then we'll just roll back into power. It's like, you know that like AOC and Bernie's been hitting the pavement, going around the country, having huge rallies. If you think that's got nothing to do with like the election that just happened in Wisconsin, you're insane. Like if there's any momentum in the progressive movement on the left and Democrats, it's because of Bernie and AOC, not because of Cory Booker and him getting up there for 24 hours just blathering. But like people like, you know, AOC and Bernie going out there being like, yo, like we don't want billionaires running our shit.
Right.
Like, these are important programs to us that we fought for. We need to fight for them. I guess it sounded like Elon. He's going through the typical Trump life cycle. Everyone in Trump's circle gets squeezed of all their worth and thrown away.
Kill team, you were better than you today. This is great. We have wounded. Get us a ride yesterday.
In top 3.
Scanning area with scout pole. Confirming enemy down.
Is it Thursday? Wait, yeah, it says Thursday, right? I lose you?
No. Can you hear me?
Now I do.
Oh. Maybe I moved the mic away a little bit. Yeah, today's Thursday.
Is it wine night? You got your going?
No, I can go for 10.
Time for one more?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you finish your challenges?
No.
Yeah, what do you got?
Gotta look,
going?
actually. Trophy systems, and that's not good on some of these maps. Yeah, I gotta get 50 assault rifle kills, 5 trophy system kills, and 10 one-shot kills with a marksman or sniper.
Oh yeah, well that's.
I'm still just playing the. Those are kind of sucky because I'm doing the assault rifle right now.
Yeah, and it's.
I guess I could switch. Like you got to concentrate on one or the other.
Yeah, you can't do them both at the same time. I love when you get challenges where you can like bust them out at the same time. But yeah,
knock them all. Yeah.
Challenges where you got to switch guns. Since no.
Yeah, this is. I'll probably have to come back later, but that's all right. Damn. Did you get a chance to check out any of the songs or videos of that band that I sent you?
Not yet. I'm sorry. I was doing a little catch up at work today.
Yeah, I imagine.
Capture the objective.
Thanks for
2 days. Yeah.
Taking A. Initiating objective control.
Definitely check it out. What's are those dates coming up quick for the shows?
The lead is ours.
It's in about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Okay. We'll definitely check it out though.
Securing Charlie.
Yeah, Kent pays more attention to like what's going on in music than basically most people I know. And I'd never even heard of this band before. My brother had one of their songs when they were called Slaves, but they changed their name. And that song, that video that I sent you, Punk's Not Dead, you have to like understand what the lyrics. Whoa. Oh shit! I'm fucking firing at our own guy. It sounds like he's making fun of liberals if you just like hear the song. Like the first time I heard it, I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? Is he like a Nazi or something? But he's talking. It's like from the point of view of like one of the fans that was like yelling at the band about when they changed their name, they thought they'd gone soft or stupid or whatever, and so the guy's like acting like he's like a jerk.
Oh, kind of like parroting the sentiment.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Slaves, like it was like a PC move or something.
Right, exactly. So yeah, when you hear the lyrics, you got to keep that in. Then the first time I heard it, I was like, "What is this guy singing about?" Like, oh.
Yeah, sometimes that's a very hard move to do. Do kind of like sarcastic messaging like in music or sarcasm's hard to do.
They're taking C. Attack off. Requesting recon overhead.
Most people are.
I guess it was a big enough thing when they changed their name because they were getting. I don't know. I don't really know their history. I was only kind of poking at it a little bit, but I mean, they had a following when they were in the previous band. They have a following now, but they also had like a. They went on a hiatus where one guy was like landscaping and one guy's wife or girlfriend died of cancer, and it had some rough times. But I think they're pretty rocking. They're fucking pretty high energy.
Yeah, that's good shit. All right, I will hear. Sorry, it was.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't expect you to be looking at it at work.
I usually check out stuff like
Probably
that.
Not. Take a break, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was trying to get my Illinois taxes done, and I got rejected with the wrong number. I need to just call it.
Oh boy.
Send in flashbang.
We're losing Alpha. Locked down. Losing A.
Ooh.
We're losing Alpha.
The opening band is an all female band, and they're pretty.
Stay on task.
They look kind of pretty satanic. You probably like.
I live satanic.
Yeah, very. You got that vibe. They got that vibe.
Like gothy.
Oh yeah, they're out in the forest looking creepy. Sitting in weird chairs and with dogs on chains. And
Wonder what they. Have you heard them?
Watchdog Hilo incoming on your
Are they
location.
like black metal or is
yeah,
it
I
just
heard
a
them.
look?
I'm not the one to ask. I don't know if that would be considered black metal or not. But there
Are
was.
they
I
screeching
did
and
hear
shit?
There's some Cookie Monster,
okay.
that kind of stuff.
Is there high shit?
A little bit.
Losing A.
Combo. It's not all one or the other. I don't think.
Bottom Lounge is on Lake Street, right?
I had to look up where it is. Yeah, it's on Lake Street by. It's actually by UIC, not too far.
Yeah, I've been there. We played there. There's like an upstairs area. It's pretty funny because I remember when Bottom Lounge was at Belmont and Sheffield. They've been at this location way longer than we were at that one.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to either location, to be honest.
Both good clubs. They're the one on Lake now. They have like just like two clubs, like the main Bottom Lounge club in the ground level, and they have like an upstairs area, smaller stage. And
locking down Charlie.
Wow, I actually got my trophy system challenge done in one match. Holy
Nice.
shit. Must have put I put it in a good spot apparently.
I
hit
mean,
it, and
domination's a
then,
good mode. Throw it down on B.
Yeah, yeah.
Capture underway. Taking C. Bravo lost. C4 coming in.
Whoa. Die.
Locking down Bravo.
Setting C4
Losing
charge.
A.
I got the melee kill, bastard. Too slow. Oh yeah.
B secured.
I've already leveled up to Kilo. It's good. I like it a lot, actually. Yeah, AR. This game is dominated by assault rifles. They usually go to the, the SMGs, but this, I can confidently say the ARs are better than
Losing
SMGs.
Bravo. We're winning. Keep it that way.
But they don't really have an MP5
Losing B.
Blockman sub type. I'm not sure they're gonna release one eventually. Probably a different gun. Let's see.
You're falling behind, Crimson. Securing C. Taking B. We're losing Alpha. Lighting monitor. Bravo is ours.
Bring them to me.
Secured. Hold your positions. We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
Yeah, I've got. I mean, I do kind of want to do Verdansk and do the battle royale because for a couple reasons. One, there's like a whole ammo grind on it that is just something to do. But also, it's like when I first played Verdansk, like back in like the first game, 20. Like I never wanted that. Okay. God awful. I've gotten a lot better, so I'd like a chance to get a victory.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I'm confident enough in my performance where I might even be jumping with randoms.
Losing B. Hit them hard.
And that'd be fun to stream. So, meet interesting or uninteresting people.
They're done.
Oh yeah, it could help expand your audience.
If you're interested, I don't want to make you play battle royale if it's
Losing
not.
B.
If you're not feeling. That is definitely a. It's the most stressful kind of game you can play, in my opinion. It's a high pressure game.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I do it once in a while.
Securing Alpha.
Kind of committed to the ammo grind here.
I feel like I got this grind done pretty quickly. I mean, we're still like.
They're right where we want them.
We're still like 6 months away
They're taking all
from
zones.
next one.
We lost Charlie.
Like, I probably have time to do another grind.
Alpha.
But I don't know how that would work because you don't have as much control over what weapons you use in Battle Royale. A lot of it's random, whatever you pick up off the ground, I'm not sure how it works. I'm not sure if it's got like less like number that you have to get.
They never stood a bloody chance.
Did you finish challenges or you're still going?
That is, as you say.
Let me check. Well, I got the trophies done. I got 4 more kills with assault rifles. Then I have to move on to the snipers or the marksman.
You got time,
yeah,
or
I have to hang it there? No, I got
you going?
one. Yeah.
If you're,
I'll
what time do
probably
you get
end
up in the
coming
morning,
back
man?
in later. I get up at 6:20 normal.
Never mind. I was gonna say.
I'm not a 3 a.m.
No, I feel you. I'm out the door at 6:45. So that doesn't work. I was gonna say if you're gonna jump in the morning, I'll jump in with you to finish. But
No. I'll probably watch some TV with Rachel and then come back.
you're telling me you're not willing to get up like at 3:30, 4 in the morning, just to play Call of Duty?
My God, no way.
Come on, man. Sorry.
You're one of a kind there, Sean. You're on your own.
I'm
man.
a sad person. Shit. Well, hey, tell Rachel I said what's up. And
all right, will do.
I'm gonna be around tomorrow. You can hit me up.
All right, man. Cool.
Excellent.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you soon. Later.
All right.
Hey, baby. Talking to you. Who's watching you? Talking to you. Oh. You. We're gonna keep going. We're going crazy tonight. Normally we would stop right here. Oh fuck. We're going silly. It's Thursday, the new Friday. I'm gonna say it. See, Thursday used to be the new Friday, and then it wasn't, but now it is again. FYI.
Because as it stands currently, free trade is not actually free. It's not being done. It's not being conducted amongst equal parties. Free trade is conducted with the global south. It's called free trade. It's not so free. It hurts domestic manufacturers and it hurts the domestic labor force. It only helps capital owners seek out higher profit margins, basically by offshoring to countries that we have dominated that are going to have a cheap industrial base, an industrial labor force as opposed to ours. It is a mechanism of extracting wealth once again.
Money freezes the willingness for customers to spend because they don't really know the future.
And in North Carolina, a state already hit hard from Hurricane Helene, some business owners say they have no choice but to raise their prices.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when we will have to raise prices.
The president is confident the tariffs will bring jobs and manufacturing to the United States. Some auto workers applauding the move, but acknowledging that could take time.
I don't think it's going to be that long, but we have to be patient and let it happen.
The administration sending a warning to other countries not to retaliate.
This is not a negotiation, it's a national emergency.
Markets around the world tumbled with our allies denouncing the move, some even vowing countermeasures. Democrats quick to point out the president's campaign promise to lower prices for American families, but the president betting big here that this will bring manufacturing jobs.
You know what's funny about all this? If I'm a European leader right now, I'm pissed because this entire global trade structure was directly designed by American businessmen and European businessmen as well, but specifically dominated by American businessmen. We built this complex web. We took advantage of this complex web for decades. And now Donald Trump's like, nah, I'm done. I want more in return from you. And the reasons why he's doing this are there's the suggestions that he's making, like what he claims he's doing this for, and what I know is the real reason why he's doing this. And I'll be very honest with you. It's clear. This is to try and decouple the West, specifically the United States of America, from China as the manufacturing hub of the planet. That's it. Okay? This is seen as a matter of national security. This is a national security concern from the perspective of the anti-China hawks in the American government. They understand that if China were to not be so restrained in the future one day, and all of a sudden
Love that Damascus, man. Woo. This is all about 2019. I mean, this is when Warzone came out, so that makes sense that they're kind of throwing it back to 2019. I could dig it.
Like these are all the Belt and Road Initiative. These are all important steps that the Chinese government has taken because of its grand design for global trade. It in that process of China decided, yeah, you know what, we're just not, you know, you're over. Okay, no more goods for you. It would collapse the United States of America. It would just collapse it. It would collapse the entire West. And I think that Donald Trump and his advisors recognize that fear and are
Love Cold War. I'm sorry, Cold War. Love Cold War.
They're actively trying to bring
Can't believe that was fucking 5 years ago. That's insane.
claw back some of that
Wow.
capability by force. The problem is they have no vision. They have no conviction. They're squishy, and they're backed by capital. So how the do you do that when you try to do that through the neoliberal private public partnership that you only implement? You can't do it. You can't bring back manufacturing this way. The most you'll do is the CHIPS Act. Ironically enough, what Biden was doing was the extent of what you can do if your vision is stuck within the neoliberal framework. That's it. And without that, without even the CHIPS Act, for example, without actual investments into American manufacturing, there is no world where you can just simply rely on companies going, yeah, let's build our factories here in the United States of America. And this is a dangerous prospect for numerous reasons because it will backfire for a couple different reasons. The lack of vision, the lack of Chinese vision, Chinese style central planning vision within the American government will inevitably lead to massive failures. Why? Because without central planning in this process, you're simply relying on foreign investment coming back into the United States of America because they're too fearful of the tariffs or whatever, which is already on shaky ground to begin with. That's number one. Number two, when tariffs kick in, and let's say you do start building factories, you build the domestic manufacturing, you build your output. There is no guarantee that other countries will be purchasing. The trade deficit is what Donald Trump wants to fix. But there's no guarantee that the other countries are going to start purchasing.
Overdrive.
From the United States of America.
Playtime's over. Let's see what you're made of.
Number two, you build manufacturing. Okay, you shut off trade, international, you shut off trade from China. That way, because now you have an alternative. You have the domestic production. Great. No one is going to pay tariffs because no one is going to be purchasing foreign goods. So all of a sudden, the tariff faucet is closed. So it doesn't necessarily make sense on that front either.
Nice. We're pulling ahead.
Heads up, frag.
This shit ain't working. We lost the advantage.
Why will this lead to inflation? What a tariff is, for those of you who don't know, an entry fee that usually an American importer is paying. It's paid by the person who is bringing the good to the United States of America. It's an entry fee that you're paying the American but that tax carries over to you, the consumer. How does it work? The consumer, you pay the entrance, you pay the America, and then that automatically increases the price.
Come on, you're losing this fight.
TACOM, launching UAV.
Price of good is higher. Okay? So this is the reason why tariffs, especially
we're taking control.
When applied, a regressive tax is a tax that harms
we've lost the lead.
More than it harms the wealthy. Because what are you gonna do? Not
UAV exiting AO.
You can't do that. inflation, companies will no longer be able to continue to hire people, and they will fire people. Layoffs will happen. It's really sad.
This shit ain't working. We've lost the advantage.
Depression. A great one! A great depression! And this has happened in the American past, in the not-so-distant American past, as a matter of fact. So on the one hand, I wanted to make sure...
About 100 years.
I am not necessarily anti-tariff. A domestic competitive industrial force that already exists in the country.
Damn it, we brought it.
For car manufacturers, for example, this very much exists. For the UAW, for the American car manufacturers, this is seen as beneficial. However, the issue here is, as it has happened in the past, when tariffs on other goods last time around, and as tariffs have been implemented in the past, domestic manufacturers will also increase prices. So unless, and this is the last part of the problem that I was explaining, there is price gains for American domestic manufacturers coming from a competent administrative state that actually wants to boost domestic manufacturing without but they will never do that. Manufacturers also increase their prices as they did during COVID, regardless of supply and demand. This can only be done because of the tremendous
Nice. We're pulling ahead.
Prices, and it seems like, you'll yell, but not at me. You'll yell at the government. Great.
Come on, you're losing this fight.
Year over year, it's fantastic. Do you understand the problem?
Let's fucking go! We've taken control.
Increase prices because not only does it all goods that you purchase, raw materials necessary for manufactured goods, as a matter of fact, there's a lot of that as well that will increase the prices of even domestically manufactured goods. Outside of that, domestic manufacturers will also increase their prices because now
SATCOM, requesting recon overhead.
Going to be a moment where those with the fiduciary responsibility of constantly improving their profit margins for their shareholders that they will never reduce the profits. They will country like the United States of America has never done that, with the exception of Nixon, I guess. And Trump is certainly not the guy, I think, that will do that. This is why that's it. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump has said the market is going Now let's watch Time doing how tariffs work from 2 months ago. Hopefully this will be a quick and short explanation.
U.S. manufacturers make cars for $100, and they are selling briskly. They set their prices at $75. U.S. cars don't sell as well. The government decides to help the U.S. car imports. Companies that do the importing pay the tariff to the government. They typically raise the price of their products to cover it. $50.
It's on their heels. Hit them hard.
Help out the importers. Even if the tariffs are usually so high that Chinese cars, once they do enter the American situation, they will still not be able to compete. How this works is once the Chinese cars on the market at $100.
Hang on. Let me call Langley. Give him the good news.
They also go up to $150. Do you understand? Because the same incentive structure, the same profit structure exists for the domestic manufacturers. Their prices.
Lethal. Incoming crack.
We return to U.S. goods, making them more expensive overseas and hurting U.S. exports in different industries. Increased demand for U.S. cars and a lack of competition from other manufacturers may motivate U.S. car makers to raise their prices too. The market becomes less efficient and innovative.
Yeah, this last part is just, to a certain degree, this last part is obviously, how do I put this? It's pro-capitalist, and capitalists love free trade, and capitalists, of course, hate any kind of trade protectionism. There are obviously short-term negative pressures on the market, for sure, when any kind of trade protectionist policy is implemented. Okay? This is correct. Price increases is what I'm talking about, for sure. Having said that, if America and the American government did have a genuine interest in boosting American manufacturing, then